So here we're going to talk about buying a car project. So here are the instructions. You found a car that you want to buy, but now you need to decide what loan you should choose, not want, what loan you should choose. You need to decide if you are going to put any money down or not and how many years you want to pay for the car. In order to figure this out, you need to find the total amount you will pay in each option, the amount of interest you'll pay over the lifetime of the loan, and what your payment per month would be for each option. So the car that you found costs $14,000 and the offered interest rate is 8%, which is the loan type is going to be simple interest. So I equals P times R times T. You currently have $3,500 in your savings account, but the new semester of college is right around the corner and you have to buy new books for your classes. The cost of your books is about $450. You'll also need to pay for insurance, which is $300 a month. And school break is in about 6 weeks, and you want to take a trip. However, you will need money in order to go. So here's what the worksheet will look like. You have a couple of options here. We're going to do $3,000 down, $2,000, $1,000, and no money down. Your amount financed, this will just be one of the squares. So the gray squares you're not going to fill in. The total interest paid over 4 years, 5 years, and 6 years. You will find the total amount financed and then figure out the monthly payment. And you'll do that for all 4 options. So let's work on that together. So the amount down, the first one is $3,000. So we need to figure out the amount financed. So to do that, we're going to take the cost of the car minus our amount down. Well, the cost of the car was $14,000. We're going to subtract $3,000, and that'll get us an $11,000 total. So that will go right here. The total interest paid over 4 years. Well, the total interest, we have to use the simple interest formula. Like I said, I equals PRT. So I is equal to 11,000, which is your principal, times the rate of 0.08. Remember, you always have to take it to a decimal, times the number of years, which is 4. And that'll get us $3,520. So this will be our total interest paid over 4 years. So our total financed will be the amount financed plus the interest, which is $14,520. Now to find out, and that's stated right here, that's how we found that. To find that monthly payment, we're going to take our total that we financed and divide it by the number of months we're going to make payments. For 4 years, that's 4 times 12 months, which is 48 months. So $14,520 divided by 48 gets us a payment of $302.50. And that's what we put right here. Now we're going to do the same thing for the 5th year. So again, we're going to follow those same steps. So the interest paid would be still $11,000. It's still 0.08 times 5 because it's 5 years this time, which gets us an interest of $4,400. We'll add that to our $11,000 amount that we are financing, and we get $15,400 for our total finance right here. The monthly payment, well, the months change because now it's 5 years times 12 months, which will be 60 months. So it's $15,400 divided by 60 gets us a payment of $256.57. For the next one, for 6 years, to do the rest of the worksheet, we're still going to follow those same example. And our total interest now, we've changed that 4 that changed to a 5 is now 6, which gets us more interest. Notice that the longer you're paying over this, the more interest you're going to pay. So $5,280, my mouse is a little trigger happy there, sorry about that. So we're adding that $5,280 now to our $11,000 that we financed to get $16,280. Now to find the monthly payments, we're going to do 6 times 12, because we're doing 6 years, which is 72 months. When you divide our total by 72, we get $226.11. So now we've added that. So that's what the first section of your form should look like. And then you're going to do that to the rest of them. So you're going to follow the same steps, except if you remember, we talked about it was 2,000 down. So you'll accept, this time you'll subtract 2,000 instead of 3,000, which would get you 12,000 you still have to finance. And then you'll take down a 1,000, which would get you 13,000 finance. And if you don't put any money down, then you're looking at financing the whole 14,000. But the months will stay the same, but your amounts of interest will change as you don't put as much money down. Now, after you've filled in all of the squares in the boxes, you have to answer the question at the bottom of the form. There's no wrong answer there. You only have to choose the payment that makes sense to you. State why you're choosing the payment you did. So it could be because you want to pay less interest, have a lower car payment, keep more money in your savings account. There's any reason that is a valid reason. You just have to state one. Then figure out the percent of your monthly income, and to do this, you'll divide the payment that you choose by $1,800. Since that's what we're going to, in that bottom scenario, I tell you you're making $1,800 a month, and that's what is given to you. So your whatever payment you choose, you'll divide it by 1,800. That'll get you a decimal. You can multiply it by 100, or as we've talked about, move the decimal place over 2 places, and that will get you your percent. So for an example, if I chose the very first payment we found, divided by 1,800, I'll get 0.17, moving that decimal place over 2 places, which is the same thing as multiplying by 100, I get 17%. So that, you need to have a reason. You need to show this work here so I know what you chose, and I need to know why you chose it. The rubric on this one for points, it just needs to be correct. You get for correct answers and for answering all the questions.